On the question of whether a male who identifies as a trans woman can be a woman, I propose that a male cannot be a woman. That the affirmative position that my interlocutor is taking is, in fact, a category error. I hold that the position that the categorization of man and woman as genders is false. One does not act out, perform, appear, express, nor feel man, nor does one act out, perform, appear, express, nor feel woman. Rather, being a man and being a woman is a marker of maturity for males and females, respectively. Instead, I propose that masculinity and femininity are themselves genders, rather than man and woman. Unlike man and woman, one does act out, perform, appear, express, and feel masculinity and femininity. Masculinity and femininity have comparable and contrastable meanings between cultures. The categories of masculinity and femininity refer to the ideals for the individuals of each sex upon maturation. Masculinity for men, femininity for women. Cultures across space and time have had different conceptions of these ideals with varying levels of similarity. Additionally, individual men and women across history into the present act out, perform, appear, express, and feel varying levels or ratios of masculinity to femininity. Nevertheless, these ideal actions, performances, appearance, expressions, and feelings of men and women are not themselves the being of men and women. All that being said, words do not have intrinsic universal meanings. Rather, their meaning comes from how that they are used intersubjectively. These are called language games. They have contextual rules that guides how we use the words. This is a common angle of attack against those that reject the proposition that trans women are women. However, this angle rests solely on the greater utility of this language game in communicating information, as it is a modern construction for English that is not based on historical use or meaning. And even in this appeal to the utility of this new language game in communicating information, I think that the affirmation of the proposition fails as well. I propose that there is no more fitting terms to exclusively denote the maturation of an adult male and adult female, that men and women, respectively, are the most fitting terms. Likewise, I propose that there are no more fitting terms to exclusively denote the ideal actions, performances, appearances, expressions, and feelings of men and women than masculinity and femininity. As such, no male who identifies as a trans woman is a woman. To claim that they are is to play a language game motivated ideologically rather than by the history in the tradition of the English language games or by the utility of communicating information, or it is a category error. Thank you very much.